Yo, this is Wackaflcka with a quick tip video about Thresh, but as usual, I hope you guys having a good morning, evening, night, whichever one fits, shit like that. So yeah, Thresh is a champion you'll find yourself playing against once in a while, and maybe now more frequently than not, because I've been playing against a couple more Threshers than I usually have. So I figured I'd be posting a video now, covering the most important basics when playing against Thresh. And I would say the most important thing to note or know about Thresh in the early game is which ability he started. And for those that don't know, you can actually see this. Because when Thresh levels his Q, he will have no debuffs. And you can see this by clicking on him. However, if he levels his E, he will start to get his Flay, which will empower his auto attack. And this is something you can actually see in lane. So the second you see Thresh in lane, and you click on him, if he has his Flay icon, that means that he started E. And if he started Q, he won't have this. And you might be asking, why is this important? Well, the range of Q is way bigger than the range of his E. So that kind of gives you the information as to how close you can go to Thresh. Because when you're laning, as an example, and Thresh is standing here, and you're standing here, if he has his E, you know you can safely stand here. But if he has his Q, you know that you kind of have to respect this. Maybe stand behind minions, or at least you have to be aware that you have to like try and dodge his Q, right? Second, if he starts E, you can also walk up, auto attack him, and then the second you auto, you space again. And then you continuously do that. Or you auto attack him, and he'll run away. But then the second he turns to walk towards you, you just run away again. And then if you're lucky, you will then avoid his flay. And then you can continue going on him. And the second thing, obviously, if he starts his Q, and you want to do the all-in, where maybe you get some good engage on the ADC early game, you auto-attack him, freshes a bit out of position, and then all you have to do is just flash the Q, and then you can kill the ADC, right? Because that's the only ability he has then. And obviously, in most cases, maybe Thresh will start his Q because he will go for an invade or something, so he has his Q. But you need to know this. Starting Q for lane is actually troll, simply because of how much harder it is to hit it as opposed to the E. It has more, the Q has more counterplay than the E. So usually, if you're actually playing Thresh for the lane, you want to start your E in most cases because it's a much stronger ability. You get the empowered auto attacks, which also gives you additional strength, right? And again, it's harder to dodge as opposed to the Q, which can be flashed, right? So if you're playing Thresh, just like Morgana, starting your Q is kind of troll because if you miss that ability, you have no strength anymore. But the E has a lot more strength. Same like the Morgana W, you can use that to shove the wave, get your level 2 faster, and then have more power in the lane, right? Because again, if you use your Q, you certainly have nothing, and you're left with only auto attacks. And they're not necessarily as strong early game on Thresh, especially without the Flay leveled, which gives you the increased damage. As you can see, the magic damage being dealt there is because of the E. Because if I continuously auto attack, you'll see that it's smaller, whereas when it gets charged up, it deals more. But I'm sure you guys know this. However, the most important thing to note is if he starts his QE, because that'll tell you how you play the lane early game, level 1. And obviously, if you check this, that makes you more aware, which will also kind of put you more into the zone, right? You're more focused, you're paying more attention. So just like everything else in the early game, paying attention to when people get level 2, you kind of just want to click Thresh, have a quick look, and then do your best early game, right? Because that will help you succeed. So yeah, I'm sure people know this, but if you didn't, then I hope you guys learned something new. Again, starting E is actually stronger as opposed to Q on Thresh because again, you can just dodge it. But yeah, that is my quick tip for this video here. I hope you guys can have a good morning, evening, night, whichever one fits, shit like that. And yeah, take care. Peace.